I'm with Sergeant Claudio Sotelo with the Rancho Cordova Police. Sergeant, can you tell us a little bit about the operation you're in the middle of tonight?
Yeah, so this evening we're going to be conducting a shoulder tap operation, and we're currently working a grant with Alcoholic Beverage Control and the California Office of Traffic Safety. So the main goal for this evening is to really tackle underage drinking, and one of the ways we do that is through enforcement and education. This evening being through enforcement through a shoulder tap, and essentially what we're going to do is have minors, people that are under 21, solicit people coming up to a business and ask them to buy alcohol for them. And if they end up furnishing alcohol to that said decoy, that minor, we will contact that person and give them a citation. And what that does is it sends a message to the public that this is something serious, this is something that law enforcement is addressing. One of the goals also is to reduce DUI driving, which you know could lead to fatalities and property damage and things of that nature. So it really does send a clear message to the public that this is something that we're trying to address that really affects our young people. So it's important.
So, Sergeant, tell me a little bit about the decoys. How do you find them, and explain, if you would, their role?
Well, typically the way we find them is usually through our friends and family. Young people that are perhaps interested in entering a career in law enforcement. They're in high school, or maybe they're a college student and they have some sort of interest in criminal justice. So typically it's usually our family or friends or somebody that we know who is pretty responsible, young person. Their role is actually very pivotal in what we're doing this evening. They're obviously under 21 years of age, and not everybody can stand in front of a convenience store or a liquor store and solicit somebody for alcoholic beverage. You think it's kind of easy, but if you're to stand out there and do it, you got to be somebody who can really think on their feet, have the confidence, and have a level head, because you get all sorts of different people approaching you, and you have to be outgoing and willing to speak to people and ask them if they'd buy you alcohol. So the people that we use, they're pretty experienced. The young man that's going to be set up here in front of this store, he's worked with us for quite some time, and he's one of those people that knows how to speak to the public. He's very confident, but not cocky. He operates within the guidelines and the rules and obviously the law of what we need him to do.
We're 97, ready to go. Copy, Pop 55, we're just repositioning, and the years will be 97, sorry.
Pop 55, what's your location?
John 23 Aspen MLK, license plate 5, John Boy 573.
So right now,
and Pop 55, we're at 97, and ready to do a gears check.
copy, be advised I have good ears. So the young man that's going to be going out there,
Pop 55, we got good ears.
he knows how to think on his feet.
Okay, decoys our way. They're going to be out to the west from the north side.
He's very level-headed, and they're going to be walking toward us here in a second. And we're in constant communication.
Okay, check that. They're going to go south next to all these guys right here. Westbound flowing at Bowling Drive. Or this is Charles Yellow 076. That's it, Cadillac with 1.
Okay, Pop 57, I copy that. Pop 55, what's your 20?
We're on the opposite side of you, and we do not have visual. So, can you call it?
Okay, be advised, they are on the east side of the building, and I do not have eyes. I just have ears.
I got eyes. They got eyes. Dude, if I was 21, I'd go by myself. No? Nobody? Alright.
So our decoy actually just approached some people that were...
Going east to west. Yeah, they're going to be in the front in a second. Just got the note.
So they went and approached some people that were out there drinking in the parking lot, and the young man that we're using as our decoy, he had approached those people, but they didn't want to buy for him. So now they're going to go up to the front of the store.
Yeah, like I played travel ball. Target's telling them to go towards the vehicle. We still have good eyes. It looks like he's going toward a red four-door sedan. With a white female adult, red over black, she just said, oh, you must be underage. They're articulating what they want. 2 tall cans of Bud Light. Female's going inside. Where'd she go? She's in a silver matrix.
So, did she give it to him?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll be taking her head on. Gonna light her up. I got visual on the decoys.
So in this particular instance, it was a woman who appears to be a little bit older. And what was sort of surprising about it was the way it went so quickly, as if it was almost routine, like she didn't think anything of it. But like the rest, she'll get a rather expensive ticket, anywhere between $500 and $1,000, depending on which county they're in, because the court fees vary from place to place.
They're walking in front of the Launderland Wash and Dry, heading to the La Riviera Market and Spirits.
Yeah, eyes, good ears on the decoys.
Sergeant 9 David 32 David 93 deferred 5050 Dory Way.
Trying to make contact.
Nothing else.
Put me up 2 beers. I got denied. Decoys. Still have good eyes. Hey, yo, bro, you want to do me a favor? Hey, bro, buy 2 beers? Approached the subject and was denied. 18 David, update.
18 David, go ahead.
This happened. Buy 2 beers in there? Decoy tried to approach 925. They were denied.
I'm looking for something. I don't know what.
Yeah, you can buy it for us. Alright, in combo with the 95 WMA, brown over blue. Did the money exchange, go inside, subject to the WMA, bushy hair, mustache, brown jacket, and black jeans. Alright, we got him. White male, jacket, got paint stains all over him, white paint. It's all good, man. Yeah, I feel. Subject in a red sweatshirt, just advise our decoys. There's a lot of undercover operations at this location. 55 DOT with a related 95 on a bike. 55 DOT, go ahead.
Open wide.
We're going to be yellow.
We're okay.
Jose, have them post up over there by the wash and dry so they can still get their alcohol.
Lead from 46 Charles. 41 Charles is with us.
Alright, I don't have good eyes on them right now. They are right behind the white SUV.
I've got good eyes and I've got good ears. They're standing right in front of the laundroland.
Decoys. Targets looking around, approaching decoys. Thanks for the beer, bro. Alright, good deal, good deal. Thanks, dude. You just hand them the beer, hand them change. No. Decoys are still in play. Alright, they're walking away. Target is westbound from the park. Alright, we did it. He's walking away. He's walking across the street, stepping out of the car. What you did?
Didn't sound good though.
I didn't hear you. Can't find that stuff.
So this particular guy that they picked up for buying for the decoys at the La Riviera market apparently had a meth pipe in his pocket. There's all the paraphernalia there, including that meth pipe.
You just got it cold turkey? You don't look like you're
That thing in the little black case there. And you can tell it's been used because the glass is all cloudy. So, this guy's in a little bit more trouble than just buying alcohol for minors. He's got a few more problems he's going to have to deal with. And while they have this guy hooked up, these fellas are over here running his information, his license, see if he's got a record. and writing him up the citation. Okay, so Sergeant, now that you're wrapping up the operation, what's next?
So typically we're going to meet after each operation. We will do what's called a debrief or debriefing. We'll go back to the station. We're going to make sure that obviously everybody's accounted for. We will talk about, you know, what we did right, what we did wrong, what we could do better, what we could improve on. Other details will get sorted, who's going to be responsible for what in terms of documentation, because people were issued citations and a crime report will subsequently have to be completed, which I will then have to review and then approve. So we like to work out a lot of those details before we're done. That way we know what is expected of everybody. And they probably, for the most part, they've already probably done that out here in the field. Everybody has a responsibility. Everybody takes a piece of the pie, so to speak, and all the work is equally shared and distributed. So we'll make sure that that's going to get done. Because later, I will have to be looking for those reports to review and approve, because you know, those are going to go to court. So you know, we'll get feedback from the decoys themselves on, you know, their experience, even, you know, what could we have done to improve. So we're always looking at trying to make these operations better. We're trying to make them safer. We try to learn from our mistakes, because hey, we're human, we're going to make errors. But this was a very successful operation. Number one, because we're all coming home. It was done safely. Our decoys are safe. You know, 3 to 4 people, I believe, got citations. So we actually made a difference. And, you know, just based on the comments made by people that were solicited, you know, they knew, based on the experience of us working out here and doing these operations, that the quote-unquote undercover police were out and, hey, you shouldn't do this. So that is a significant way to show that we're making an impact out here in the community, to, you know, basically combat, you know, underage drinking and all the associated factors that go with it. So very successful. It was good.
All right, so then what's the lesson you take to the next one?
You know, the lesson is just, you know, practice makes perfect, and not that we're expecting perfection, but the more you do these, the more you're going to walk away with more experience. So I'm a firm believer in, you know, experience are your past mistakes. You just try not to make them again. But, you know, we haven't done one in a while, maybe like a month or so. And, you know, you get a little rusty. Plus you get different people coming to the unit, so there's a little bit of transition. So you have to allow people to learn. And you will learn by applying yourself and actually doing. So I think overall, like I said, everything was done. It was done fine, and it was done safely. So I'm happy.